All right, ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Damn, bro.
That's the first thing you're going to say after how many months? Damn, bro. I guess that's appropriate.
It's been at least, what, 6-7 months?
And it's been a day, too.
Dude, Season 1 was fun, though, wasn't it? It was a learning experience. I will say that.
You'd think we would learn, but how long did it take us to get this set up today? Apparently, we learned nothing.
But in my opinion, I think, this is going to be probably the best season yet. I mean, we've only had one other season to compare, but I think it's going to be a great season.
And I actually, yesterday when I was getting everything ready, I wanted to make sure everything was lit correctly. So I jumped onto our YouTube channel and checked, and for some reason watched the first couple episodes. And I was like, oh my God.
Dude, it's a crazy shift.
Audio is terrible. Video is terrible.
They said start a podcast and it'll be easy. That's
jump cuts all over the place. It was rough. How you been?
Bro, I've been good, man. Last season was great. This season's going to be even better. I have a lot of really, really cool weddings this year.
Nice, man.
Starting a new business venture, just a bunch of things that are in the works. I moved into a new loft, which is pretty cool.
We may have to do an Instagram reel or something of that loft because it's dope.
I told you I plan on having creative elevated cocktail parties. So I want to, and actually I made you this drink today.
Yeah, what is it? Okay, so let's talk about this because we're bringing back the cocktail.
Yeah.
Because we strayed away from that for good reason, you know, but we're back.
So I don't have a name for this, but it has a mix of vermouth, cherries, Campari, gin, elderflower,
Blue Coat gin, and it's the elderflower.
Right.
Yes, Jesse.
Tastes really good.
Jesse gave this to me at our holiday party.
Is it like a limited edition?
No, they sell it all the time now. I think he had something to do with making it too. But he brought me this great great Coat gift box of stuff.
Nice.
I got some good booze.
I know you brought mine.
You brought me the Macallan 12.
Yeah, it's almost done. I'm surprised.
That was all us.
Oh, that was all us.
On that one episode too. I haven't drank it since then. And then Mario brought me Casa Azul.
Oh yeah,
which has been a hit.
Did you slap it yet?
Oh, all the time.
All the time.
I was using it for Eagles touchdowns. You slap the thing, didn't work out for us this year, bro.
Yeah, man.
But speaking of which, that holiday party was pretty fun, right?
Yeah, it was a good time.
After the last episode with all the guests we had, and we just sort of partied it up.
It was a good time.
It was fun. Everyone ended up in the studio at some point.
Yeah,
that's
30 one of my
people.
favorite moments.
I know, it was so much fun. I got to show you all the film photos I took that night. But all of us were in here just taking photos and having fun.
That photo that I took in this space was by far my favorite photo I think I've ever taken.
It looks so good. In fact, that whole setup is part of my new business venture too that I will talk about at a later date.
Sounds good.
But it turned out so great. And that's originally when we built this space, that's kind of what I wanted ideally, just a bunch of people getting together and even stuff.
I mean, obviously you have to talk to your wife about this, but renting out this space for other photographers to come and use as a studio or whatever the case.
I've already done it.
Oh, you have?
Yeah. Just a couple friends, but we've gotten a couple people up here who just need space like that.
Yeah.
And then my buddy Jeff, who is here, owns Three Hive Studios, which is actually it's Three Hive Entertainment. I guess but the space they have is this giant warehouse.
Yeah.
They just had they have national acts come through and do full production rehearsals in one of the spaces. They have a 15-foot cyclorama wall. I've used it there for a couple times for bigger shoots I've had.
Also, I feel a fly on the corner of my eye flying around the room. It's driving me crazy.
You know that
I could feel it.
He's our mascot.
This is the same fly.
It's the same
actually.
Fly. He's been hibernating between seasons and now he's back.
Oh my God.
That's fine. But we're starting off episode 1 of season 2 with the bang.
Yeah. So this season we really want to try to bring on a lot more guests and people that we think not only bring a good personality, but are also very interesting, at least to you and I, and maybe to the industry. And so today we have Amanda, who is also known as Honey Scout, which we're going to ask her about that. I'm so curious how she came up with that name.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, she's been blowing up, bro. She's been blowing up on Instagram and all over social media. And
the plane photo.
Yeah. And I love her work. So definitely, guests like that we're going to bring on.
Yeah, we definitely want to. This season is going to be a lot more guest heavy, I think, than the first one. And,
sure.
we're really interested. And personally, like we're going to talk to a lot of people in the wedding industry, obviously, but I think that, this is going to be the season we sort of expand a little bit and talk to some people that do similar things to what we do in the industry, but maybe not necessarily weddings in particular.
Exactly.
So it should be interesting. I'm hoping it goes well. And now that we have the studio set up that I don't have to move whenever I do other projects.
And Simon no longer has access to his sound effects. Thank you fucking God.
That's what he thinks.
Oh yeah, go play something real quick. Let me see it. No, I'm kidding. All right, on that note, let's bring on Amanda from Honeyscoutphoto. Woo. See, this is when you would play the effects.
Right, exactly.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Amanda.
Hey.
How's it going?
Hi.
Hi. Hello, gentlemen. How are we?
We are great.
Good,
Thank you for coming.
good. Oh my God. Thank you for having me. I was so flattered. I got
Yeah.
the DM. I was like, okay, great. This is perfect.
Let's go.
Yeah, no, seriously. Thank you so much. This is awesome.
Yeah, no problem. So, Amanda, tell us more about you. Where are you from? All the vibes.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, my name's Amanda. My name's Amanda Chung. My business is called Honeyscout Photography. I'm a wedding photographer based in New Jersey, but primarily shooting in New York area, New Jersey area, and then destination as well. Grew up in New Jersey, went to college in South Carolina, then came back here when I met my husband, and then became a wedding photographer, and here I am.
Nice. How many kids do you have?
You're starting off with three. I have three wonderful children. The oldest, his name is Gabe, and then my middle is Jude, and then my daughter is Margot.
How old are they?
So my oldest is 14. He is my stepson. I didn't birth him, so
I was like, whoa, spicy. All right.
yeah, spicy, no. And then my middle child, his name's Jude. He's 5, and then Margot is going to be 3 in a couple weeks. So
Wow.
yeah.
At least the girl is the youngest, because my 4-year-old boy is a menace right now.
Gremlin.
Yeah, my 5-year-old son is crazy, and Margot is. I mean, honestly, she's got 2 older brothers to look up to. So like,
True.
she's scrappy. Like I would not mess with her.
Yeah.
Sometimes Jude will come into the room and be like sobbing. He'll be like, Margot did this. And she'll be like, you're right.
And you know,
I did
I
it.
did.
And I stand by
And
it.
it's funny too, because usually, like you'd say like, well, you have 2 older brothers to protect you. But if you grow up with 2 older brothers, I feel like you could take care of yourself.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Like she's probably the one I'm the least worried about. She can handle anything. Yeah.
So I'm always amazed as someone who's single, has no kids, and like
Give yourself
Simon,
a little credit, man. Jesus.
I wish we had the
Yeah.
applause.
See,
what
now
is
you
it?
missed the sound
Now
effects.
I do this. Now I missed
Yeah.
the sound effects.
All right, we'll bring it back.
But I was saying, like, I always applaud, like, Simon. He has 2 kids, has a wife who has a full-time job. And he's taking care of his mother-in-law and, like, a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
Plus trying to run a full-time business.
It's craziness.
But for someone who now has 3 kids and is married and has to cater to your family. So
Yeah.
I'm so curious, like, how do you balance that? Like,
Yeah, it's honestly, it's been a learning curve. I mean, I've been in business since 2019 shooting weddings, but officially like full time, like quit my other job that I had beforehand. I'm only doing weddings full time since 2022. So it's been about 4 years.
How did that feel when that happened?
It was honestly, I was scared
Oh,
because
of
I was
course.
like, is this going to work? Like,
Right.
I mean, I hope it works because I love this. And like, it seems like it's going in a good direction, but I mean, will it work, you know? And so thankfully, it did work out, but honestly, like it doesn't work unless your partner is supportive. My husband
Absolutely.
is a teacher. He is the most amazing man. He takes care of the kids when I am shooting weddings. Sometimes my weddings are like 3-4 hours away. I've got to sleep over in a hotel, and he's like cool with just taking the kids on for 2 to 3 nights if I have to be away or if I'm
Right.
shooting like multiple day events and things like that. So yeah.
Which as a dad is not an easy task.
A dad with 3 children and 2 dogs. Like he's doing all of it. And I'm
Yeah.
come home and I'm like, I'm so tired. And he's like, same. But it's all just different kinds of tired,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's always been my number one supporter. He actually is the one who bought me my first camera.
no way.
Yeah. Do you want me to tell the story?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Okay. So
Because we were going to ask about like your background when you
Yeah.
started shooting and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. So I when I graduated from grad school, me and my husband, we were already like dating at the time, and we moved in together. And I was looking for a job. I actually have a master's degree in criminology.
No way.
Which I didn't use, obviously.
Yeah.
But was looking for a job at the time and ended up getting a job at a law firm, just like data entry, just like trying to pay the bills. And like, he already had like an apartment he was living in. So all I would do was complain. It's like, this is the worst. Like, I don't want to fucking do this. Like, and
wait, we don't curse on this podcast.
I listened to the podcast on my way here, and there were curse words. So okay,
Fuck that, bro.
oh my gosh, no. So I'm always like the annoying girl with like the iPhone or the digital camera and like blah blah blah. Take pictures of my friends, and he was like, why don't you just do it? Like, get yourself a camera and learn. And I was like, no, I can't. Like, I wouldn't be good at it, whatever. And so on Christmas, I opened my Christmas gift and he had bought me like a starter camera. And he was like, teach yourself. Like, I know you can do it.
Wait.
Yeah.
Simon, was it a Nikon?
It was a Nikon.
Oh, okay.
And guess what? Hot take.
Episode done now.
Yeah.
Episode over.
Hot take, Simon. I still shoot Nikon.
There's just a lot of hate here.
It's fine. It's fine. We welcome it. No, yeah. So he bought me the camera, and I just started, taking pictures of literally anyone who would let me, pictures of my stepson or pictures of him or pictures of the dogs. And then like our friends, we'd go to breweries or wineries, and I'd be like, you two come over here into this bush and I'm going to practice and like take a picture of you. And then friends' kids and things like that. And then eventually, it started being like, okay, maybe I should probably start charging people for this because I'm doing this a lot now. And how I got into weddings was someone from my high school sent me a message on Facebook and was like, hey, we're getting married in like a backyard in a couple of months. We need a photographer. Would you be interested? And I was like, I'll be right there. No problem. Like,
this is exactly what happened to me.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, you go.
No, I was going to ask, you were saying that you started off just taking pictures of your friends, your family and stuff. Do you think that influenced how you shoot weddings? And
sort of. I feel like because I am self-taught, I was like, I was teaching myself the settings, but I was more just sitting back and watching what was unfolding in front of me, like friends' kids and things, and like the way that they were interacting with each other and the way that they were like talking to each other, and just shooting almost like more of a documentary style in that sense. So I think that kind of like entered me into the wedding world to be able to kind of develop the style that I sort of have now.
You and I are kindred spirits, apparently.
Oh, look at us.
Same, I know.
It's so cute.
Wait, do you ever look back at your images from like 4 years ago and be like, what the fuck was I doing?
You know what? Here's the thing. I do, but like the colors and
colors,
like
okay.
sometimes like the composition and like the colors and things like that. I'm like, oh girl, what were we doing there? But it's fine. But like actually looking at them and looking at the emotion, I'm like, I still like it.
It's
Like
so funny. Back in the day, I would like be like, why do my photos look so crooked? But now, today,
Here we
it's
are.
like, hey,
Repost.
I want them
Yeah.
to be fucking Dutch angle.
I know.
I enjoy that.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. So I shot the wedding, I rented the good cameras for it and just started like posting them on my Instagram. And it was basically me posting the exact same wedding over and over and over and over again. And it just like took like hold of, going and going. And eventually people were like, maybe you could shoot my wedding and you could shoot my wedding. And
that's how
a
it
lot of
starts.
the time it was people from like that knew me from, high school or college or that type of thing. But then it started branching outwards and outwards and outwards. And then here we are.
And that actually leads into the other question we wanted to ask you, because looking at your images on your Instagram and your website, the thing that I took away from it is, without using like buzzwords, it like everything seems very, I don't want to say cinematic, but I mean cinematic in the sense that your ability to sort of be a storyteller visually, I feel like is really, really strong. And we were just both
Let's cry on the podcast.
but we were talking about one of the things we wanted to ask is like, what is your approach when it comes to a wedding day and how you're getting stuff like that? Because even your engagement sessions, like I feel like they're like movie stills. Like
Thank you.
things are happening. It's not a pose. It's more emotional. It's more of an action. It's not just like oh, here's pretty people in a pretty place. There's
Right.
always something going on. And I were like, and a lot of your images make me say like, oh, I want to know more.
Right. Thank you. That is like the nicest compliment ever. First of all, thank you so much. That's really
of us,
kind.
All of us here have imposter syndrome. So
Okay. Yeah. I have it.
I find it's always a good idea. Like when, at least for me, like when I'm like drawn to images, like I always want to tell people that. And
Thank
why.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. No, that's really nice. And yes, I do. I get imposter syndrome like all the time. The way that I shoot, I like to call it like natural direction. Okay.
Wait, what's your drink?
So sorry.
Oh, okay. Just making sure you're good.
It's right here.
It's right there?
We take care of it.
Yeah, we make sure you're good.
Where's your drink?
I mean, my drink's right here, girl.
Okay, where's your drink?
Right here. And
Okay.
I always finish these things too quickly, and then I'm just like, I want more.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No worries. Okay. Yeah, no. So, I mean, the way that I kind of approach, well, it's two separate things because honestly, I approach engagement sessions differently than I approach wedding days.
Okay.
Obviously, wedding days a little more rigid. We've got a schedule. We've got a timeline. You're working with a planner. You got to make sure you're making everybody happy, doing the family photos and everything. So it's really important to be like the extra set of eyes, in my opinion, in addition to also balancing all of the things that you need to do. So really like I'm sticking to a schedule, but I'm also like trying to check myself every now and then and be like, are you actually looking? Like, are you actually looking at what's going on? And so when I'm posing people, and this kind of leads into like my style, I like to call it natural directions. So I am not just going to like place you and be like, okay, go. Like do your thing and be alone. Like I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to ask you questions about each other, talk to you about things that you like to do together and kind of like guide you into natural interactions that would already be happening if I wasn't there, but I just so happened to be there. And there's times for like the fun, like editorial poses. Like I've got like a box of gloves. Sometimes we bring out, we've got some fans. Like we like to do like fun, funky stuff.
Because, we all have those clients or prospective clients that are like, okay, we want a fully candid day.
Yeah, but they don't
what does that actually mean?
Want it.
You know what I mean? Like, how do you give someone that? So let's say they say, okay, I want a candid day. How do you take that approach in giving that to the client?
I try to set expectations beforehand and try to find out. So I do multiple timeline calls with my clients, like whether it be with a planner or on their own. We have at least 3 timeline calls before their wedding day where we're talking about expectations and what they're looking for. And I really try to get a feel for like, do you actually want me to be fully candid or do you want me to guide you? You know what I mean? So when I'm taking like the approach of like fully candid, I'm just, you have to do your due diligence because sometimes people don't actually want that. They just think that they want that.
Whenever they say that, I'm always like, can you send me some like examples of what you're thinking? And everything they send is always like, that's not actually.
I'm like that, like some of this is, but some of this is like definitely staged. Me and like the girls who I'm working with, we kind of just have a meeting beforehand and I say like really heavy candids, like don't interfere unless you absolutely have to. Really, I think the key in all wedding photography and kind of in life is like being able to read a room. You need to be able to read a room. You need to be able to see like, okay, they're having fun, leave them alone. Or she looks a little stressed. Let me pull her in here for a second and see if I could do some fun little portraits of her and then give her that break, And so that's kind of the way that I approach wedding days.
I think, Simon, we know someone who can't do that really well.
Oh my God, you're talking smack?
He knows exactly who I'm
You said
talking
you listened to
about.
this podcast, but like, did you? I know exactly. It's the first thing that popped into my mind when you just started saying that.
Oh my God.
We could talk off pod about that.
Yeah. No, yeah. So, I mean, honestly, it's just me reading a room constantly. I don't think I ever sit down on a wedding day. I am like my assistant, Shannon. She is like with me all the time. She will be like, she's nuts. She never sits. Like she's always walking. She's always looking. She's always doing all of these things. And even sometimes I'll be like, you guys go sit. You guys go eat. But like, I'm never sitting. Like I'm always walking. So that's kind of how I approach like wedding days. I want to give them exactly what they want. I'm able to do the editorial style photos. I'm able to do the candid photos. I want to know if you want the healthy mix, if you want all documentary, if you want more editorial, and then just kind of tailoring it to each client.
Yeah. So I know you mentioned, working with planners on a wedding day. How do you feel about that? Do you enjoy having a planner?
I love it.
Or do you think you could possibly, do everything by yourself?
Okay, so as
Because
someone
I've worked with planners
Yeah.
who you don't even see them on a wedding day.
Right.
They're nowhere to be found.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, where are you?
Right.
Yeah.
I will say I love it. I have been plannerless, and I have been with many planners. If the planner is a good planner, you love it.
That's the key right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say that like when the clients don't have a planner, essentially we are the planners.
Absolutely.
And I kind of hate that because I feel like it gives me more to do. So I'm not fully client focused. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, when I shoot weddings, I'm always bringing a little team with me. I've got a second shooter and I've got an assistant.
And I was actually going to ask you about that.
Yeah, it's a non-negotiable. Like there's 3 of us coming no matter what. And so if there isn't a planner, that does make my life a little bit easier. But the goal is for me to always be able to be focused on like what I need to be doing, not like finding somebody's uncle. You know what I mean?
And I've been wanting to include assistants into my whole wedding day process.
Yeah.
You're saying it's 100% worth it to have an assistant.
I actually would be so sad if I didn't have one.
Have one. Okay.
And call it bougie. I mean, it's fine.
No,
but honestly,
what are some of the responsibilities of
Sure, yeah.
assistant?
I wish Shannon was here. She'd be like everything. So my assistant is responsible for if I need to change my memory card super fast, if I need to change a film roll super fast, if I need to switch my battery, she basically just stands next to me and is like, here, take this, move this, here's this, blah, 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 so that I can hop right back into what I need to do.
Apparently, listening to this description, I'm Magda's assistant. Shit.
Oh my God, that's really funny.
Simon, I need a battery. All right.
Right. It's
sure,
in your
take
pocket.
mine. Yeah.
You know what? If my husband was with me, I would be doing the same thing. So she's an extra set of hands for myself or honestly for the client. Like if there's not a planner or a coordinator or anything like that, she's fluffing dresses for me because I feel like the most important thing is timing of everything. And if we can be efficient timing wise, then we can get the most out of the day, And so if I have to stop every 2 seconds and fluff her dress or move something there, or I'll just be like, Shan, can you, I don't snap at her like that, but I'm like, Shan, I'm like, Shan, can you fluff her dress, please? And she'll fluff it, do that. All of my clients actually get Polaroid books at the end of the night. So
wait, tell us more about that.
I'm giving away all my secrets.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So myself, my second shooter, and my assistant, in addition to all of our cameras we're wearing Polaroid cameras as well. And we're taking Polaroids all day. And assistant is heavy Polaroid roll. So she does the majority of them. And then at the end of the night before she leaves, she puts them together in a little album and then I give it to them before I leave for the
That's
night.
awesome. Actually, that's actually perfect because that was one of the other things we were talking about on our call when we were talking about this interview. I definitely noticed you are, I don't want to say film heavy, but you're shooting a decent amount of film on wedding days.
We're doing, I mean, it's something that's been a little bit more incorporated into this year because, like I said, I'm basically self-taught with everything. So that's also something that I had to teach myself as well. I will say that I don't think that I'm a film expert by any means, but I like it.
Some of us are really old and started on film.
I saw all of your stuff over there and I was like, oh, he's got it.
Can you believe Simon just turned 51?
Oh my God, congrats. Over the hill.
Looking good, man.
But I guess my question when it comes to film stuff is, you have the access to this other medium. Is there a rhyme or reason of when you're choosing film as opposed to digital?
Right. So for the slower moments, I really feel like I can slow down and be like, okay, I can definitely take some nice film shots with this. Yeah. Faster moving moments family photos or anything like that's not happening, but when I get the bride or the groom by themselves and they're doing they're getting ready portraits, I really can take a lot of portraits of them on film doing that. Couples portraits, I can be like, okay, hold it right there, and take some there, but reception and things like that we're mostly on digital.
So you're mentioning film, and to me film has had a resurgence, right, over the last couple of years. But also now we have the evolution of drone photography, which I've seen on your Instagram too.
I love a drone.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So I'm curious. I mean, I don't know Simon, if you would agree with this, if film and drone photography are considered trends, but what are some trends do you think in 2026 that
Well, I was going to say one of the things that I think makes your, I guess, whole portfolio more of a storytelling and sort of cinematic thing is like your use of drones is very much used in a way of like scene setting or like the big epic shots. And like, that's again, like, you know, something you would still out of a movie.
Right.
So what are some trends that you think that you enjoy or that you don't want in 2026? Or
I mean, if
whatever?
drone is a trend, then I'm here for it. Okay. I love using my drone.
What kind of drone are you using? Just out of curiosity.
The DJI Mini Pro 4.
Okay.
That's what I have. I crashed it twice last year.
Oh my God.
You crashed it twice?
Knock on wood.
Jesus.
I haven't crashed mine.
Well, I crashed it. I crashed it the first time, which was, you know, obviously not great. And then what I didn't realize, because I picked it up, I'm like, oh, it's fine. Well, the proximity sensors broke on it, which I didn't realize. So I'm like, I'm close, but I'm not that close. Boom. So
that sucks.
yeah, it almost fell on a lot of people at a cocktail hour. That was great.
Oh my gosh.
See episode like 14 of last season if you want that story. But, yeah.
Okay, yes, I'll have to take a listen. No, yeah. So I mean, I like the drone, and every time I'm doing a drone shot, it's like I'm planning beforehand what I'm going to do. I'm not just like putting the drone up and zipping around and like waiting for something to happen.
Right.
I am like, okay,
it's
girls.
intentional.
Yeah, my favorite types of drone shots are actually like if the girls, when they're getting ready, if they want to go like run around outside.
Yeah.
Like I went to Ireland in May, and it was just like, I was like, hey girls, I'm going to put my drone up. Can you just like go frolic around? Like, and you have to get like a group of girls that are like
willing to
down
do this.
to like run around even with their hair and makeup done, you know? And these girls, they went out there and they were like linking arms. They were swinging each other around. And then all of a sudden they like join hands and they're going in a circle and everyone just like collapsed onto the floor. And I was like, don't move. I was like with the drone.
Don't move. This is so laggy.
Yeah. So there's like a picture that is like, I think one of my favorite pictures I've ever taken. And it's like all of the girls in a little circle and they're all just like collapsed onto the floor of like the grass. And I love the drone. I think it when it's done intentionally, like it's really, really a good trend.
So what are some,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
what are some trends that you absolutely hate that you just like, you know what? It's time
I ain't
to
doing
let
that.
this shit go.
This is actually really hard because I don't hate. I was talking to Krista about this, my friend Krista.
Yeah. Kristen.
And I don't really hate anything. I think if there's some like a hot take that I kind of dislike.
So you enjoy the garter toss?
Oh, is that still a thing?
It's still a
People
thing.
still toss
I
that
wouldn't
around?
call that. I wouldn't call that a trend.
Oh, it's not a trend. Yeah.
No. No, I mean, honestly, I welcome trends. I think that they're interesting. And I like to see the way that people like put their own spin on certain trends, you know, like late night flat lays. Some people hate that, but I think it's cool. And I think it's cool to see the unique details that each couple has and like be able to utilize that into something that's unique to them, you know?
Because if we go back circa 2010 when we had the most meticulously looking flat lays, right, in the beginning of the day. Now it's like, okay, I'm just going to throw some shoes on the bed. I'm going to throw your earrings on the bed and just see some flash.
Honestly,
You're
though,
seeing
like,
more undone.
Yeah. But honestly, though, like we still do those meticulous flat lays. And I think it's more so it's not necessarily as much for the couple as it is for like the stationer and all stuff. Because they they, at least the ones we work with usually like that. Whether or not the couple is super into it, it's still, for us, it's kind of like worth doing. But I know that it's not like what's in right now. But
I do it too. Yeah. I always get like a full flat lay with all of it because somebody worked really hard on that. True. You know, it's their art too, just like it's our art. So.
Actually, that is a perfect transition because the other question we had, you know, and I think both of us go through this daily, is, you know, when you're shooting, you know, where's the balance between shooting for the client, shooting for the algorithm, and just shooting for yourself and shooting for art? And it's sort of like, that
is a really good question.
Do you draw lines in that? Like, do you know when you're doing one or the other, or is it just kind of all meshed together for you?
Like on a wedding day, are you like, okay, I need to get this shot because I know it's going to look good on Instagram?
So usually if I have like, I call them my brain blasts. If I have like an idea,
fellow ADHD.
I will probably text my client and be like, hey, I've got this idea. Like, what are your thoughts on this? And if they're like, hell yeah, let's do it. So then that's when it's like, okay, we're going to do the shot at some point during the day. And that is probably for me because I came up with it, but you probably are going to love the way you look in it. So it's kind of for you too.
Right. So you give them notice. Those things happen to me on the day. I'm like, hey guys, this might sound kind of weird, but
no, 100%. And sometimes I will do that because I'll be in the middle of something and I'll look to the side and I'll be like, And I'll be like, and they'll be like, what?
Uh-oh, she's cooking.
And yeah, exactly. Back to my assistant, Shannon.
Yeah.
We were just talking about this. She was like, I want to do a day in the life of like being your assistant because it's literally just going to be me looking at you going, oh, now she's doing something that none of us understand where we're probably going to get it later. Like, I don't know what she's doing. So yeah, I mean, honestly, on wedding days, mostly it's like, okay, what do the clients want? But if there's ideas that I have, you know, and I'm like, oh, this would be so sick for you, for Instagram, for me, for all of it, like, then let's go for it. But with, you know, and we talked about engagement sessions a little bit earlier, you know, with engagement sessions, I always tell my clients, choose your own adventure here. Like, I want you, if you have anything that you're like, this would be amazing, like, this is meaningful to us, let's do it. And then I want to like tell your story that way. I also feel like engagement sessions allow for people to be a little bit more free, a little bit more themselves because they're not stuffed in like a dress, you know, they're able to move and kind of like breathe and be lifted and carried and like all of that stuff. And I feel like that's why my engagement sessions are a little bit more on the like cinematic storytelling side. Because I can run and they can run and we can move and they can roll and like all this stuff. So
it's funny because we all three of us have different approaches to engagement sessions. Like Simon, you know, him and his wife, they tag team on engagement sessions and it creates a unique vibe, right? They can get to see how husband and wife work together. That's their first instance.
Yeah.
For me, I like to bring wine. I bring music. I'm bringing snacks. Like we're vibing.
That's amazing.
For you, it's like I'm like storytelling.
Yeah.
And like it's very, like you said, cinematic. So it's just interesting to see all three of us how different our approaches are.
Yeah, I love that. And that actually leads me into another thing we were talking about. I have to ask about a specific image, and you're probably
wait.
And what?
No. Before you do that, do you like honey, like in your tea?
I do. Are you about
to
ask
Girl
me?
Scout?
No.
I've been trying to figure out.
Okay, you want to know?
Honey and
This is the number one question I always get asked. Like when I become friends with people, they're like, "What is this?"
Time out. Let's start that fresh.
Okay.
With you asking that question.
Okay.
John. Cut that.
That wasn't good?
No, it was good, but it was like you cutting me off for a question, and I'd rather have it just fresh. So why don't you just say like...
I don't know where we left off.
Just say like, we're super curious about how you came up with that name, that kind of thing. Behind the scenes. This is what happens.
So my brain has been going crazy because I know we were, you know, before we move to the next topic, I want to know, do you like honey in your tea?
I drink espresso. But
espresso,
yeah.
And wait, I'm a big Girl Scout cookie fan.
Yeah. Do you like Girl Scout cookies?
You're about to ask me about my business name, aren't you?
I am.
Love it. Amazing. So this is probably like the number one question I get asked, like on consult calls or like people who I become friends with. So yes, my business name is Honeyscout. And Honey is my childhood nickname. So my parents still call me Honey, like all my childhood friends, even when my mom dropped me off at college, like to my roommate, she'd be like, if Honey gets sick, this is what you need to make her. So like my family calls me Honey. Like, I mean, I'm a grown up now, so they call me Amanda, but you know, all my childhood was Honey.
And me and Simon, we were badass kids.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be called.
Yeah. My nickname was Asshole apparently. So
I was an only child, so I feel like I was sweet, I guess, apparently. I don't know. But Scout is my dog. So I adopted a dog when I was in college, in grad school, actually. And we were like, I mean, she's still alive. She's about to be 11, but we're thick as thieves. And one day I was like about to start this photography business. And I'm like, what should I make this business name? Like I could make it Amanda Michelle Photography, but I'm like, there's a million Amanda Michelles.
100%.
There's a million Amandas in this world. Like what's something that would be interesting? And I was like, okay, well maybe Honey, blah, blah, blah. And then like Scout's sitting right next to me and I'm like, you. And so it just like honestly came together. And there was a little while where I wanted to change it. I was like, maybe I'll rebrand and I will make it like Amanda Michelle Photography. And I'm happy that I didn't, because
I'm so happy you did.
Honestly,
I wish I could come up with a cool name like that.
I didn't know how, like, it's cool to me. And I was like, I don't know if anyone else will think this is cool, but I feel like it has kind of grown into something a little bit. I feel super fortunate for that. But yeah, that's the story behind it.
That's cool.
We used to have a name. Back then, I used to be Salt and Cedar Photography.
Oh, cool.
And then everyone was just referring to us. Well, at the time, we had a third business partner, too.
Ebony and Ivory?
Ebony and Ivory, yeah. But then everyone just was like, did Magda and Simon shoot your wedding? And we're like, we should probably just roll with that.
Magda and Simon.
Because they're unique enough. I don't think there's another Magda and Simon combo
I don't
anywhere.
think so.
You saw that Instagram I sent you, right?
Yeah.
Simon and Anthony Photography. There's an actual brand out there.
Oh.
Simon, I'm like, bro, this might be our calling.
It could be.
Or just do it to like annoy the shit out of them.
And Magda.
Yeah, right. Simon and Anthony. Where's Anthony? No. Anthony's not part of this. We're just called Simon and Anthony.
Just Simon and Anthony. She'll show up. They'll be like, hello, Anthony.
Right.
not her.
I did want to ask you about a very specific image on your Instagram, because that's the one when we were talking about having you on. Ant was like, have you seen her work? And I'm like, I'm not sure. Send it to me. And I'm looking through it. I'm like, this is gorgeous work. And then I got that picture. I'm like, oh, I've seen this. And you probably know the photo I'm going to act you up. But the plane
Yes.
flying over the couple, which was just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Do you think that's your most viral moment that you've had?
According to my Instagram insights, it absolutely is.
Yeah?
It's actually crazy. I've never seen a post of mine get engagement like that.
So how did it blow up like that?
Because Dirty Boots collaborated with me on it.
Dirty Boots.
Dirty Boots presets or whatever it is. Dirty Boots and Messy Hair
yes.
is like an Instagram account that has like a million
yeah.
something followers.
Got you.
And sometimes, like, I don't really do it very often, but sometimes if I'm like, maybe this fits the vibe of this, I'll just invite them.
Yeah.
As a clip. Like, why not? Shoot your shot.
Yeah.
And never get accepted, ever. And then it was like 11 p.m. And I'm like,
No way.
and then all of a sudden it was like, tick, 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 and I was like, oh boy.
So was Krista the planner on that?
Krista is the planner on that couple's wedding.
On their wedding. Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yes.
What
yes.
how did that shot come about? Like, obviously it was planned. So
Yeah. So I had this idea that I wanted to get as close to a plane as possible.
Like, how did you even find a plane?
So I lived near an airport,
Okay.
a small private airport. And at the end of the airport, there is just like this grassy field that almost enters into a neighborhood.
Okay.
And so my two clients, Ashley and Tommy, who are wonderful, actually already did their engagement shoot.
Yeah.
But you know how sometimes you just have clients who've just got this chemistry that is like, this is amazing. I didn't feel like I wanted to like hire professional models for this, but I had this idea. I wanted to use it. So I texted them and I'm like, hey, I got an idea. And they were like, we will be there.
Sign me up.
Yeah. And so basically at like sunset, we went to the airport and we just waited.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, they're going to be taking off soon. And it's like this field. And basically once we saw them about to take off, we run. I lay on the ground and I'm like, pick her up, do something.
Wait, where's Shannon in all this?
Shannon was not there.
She was like, poor Shannon.
It was a Sunday. She was like, no, I'm not coming to this.
Leave me alone.
Yeah. And so, but my friend Casey, who's a makeup artist, was there. So, cause she did Ashley's makeup. And so Casey's like filming on the sidelines and we're like, is this going to work? I don't know if it's going to work. And so I lay down and it goes right over and I'm like, okay, I think that I got it, but I don't know if it's like exactly what I had envisioned in my head. But I mean, one of those things you get like one shot, you know?
Yeah.
And then after that, I'm like, oh, there's another one coming.
Like, what was your initial feeling when you looked into your camera, you saw you got the shot, you're like, oh my God.
That I literally was like, fuck yeah.
This is it.
I was like, I was like, I don't know if I'll ever get a shot like this ever again. Like, this is so cool.
Yeah.
And honestly, I was just excited that they were like down, you know? Like when planes take off, like they don't take off super high, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is a little dangerous. Honestly, I don't even know if it was legal. Probably not. I don't know. Hopefully it was. But I was just honestly, I was shocked that we got it. And then we just like, you know, kind of ran around after that. So one of my friends does have a plane.
Oh,
and so it wasn't them that took off.
Okay.
But afterwards, I had them pull their plane
No way.
over.
That's
and
dope.
I was like, can we just take some shots with the plane? So all those
Yeah.
pictures after the shot over the head that you see
different plane.
are, with
I
my
was
friend's
waiting for you to be
plane.
like, and when we were done, we just like snuck onto the airport.
Could you imagine if I was like, hello?
All right. By the way, I can fly a plane.
Yeah. And I was in the plane. No.
Right.
Yeah, no. So then my friend brought their plane over and we
Yeah.
took pictures with it afterwards. So we kind of can
that's
make
cool.
it like a whole cohesive like shoot.
So
yeah.
Simon, I actually have another question for Amanda. So as like, you're developing into a seasoned photographer, right?
I guess so.
So in my opinion, when you get to like at least 5 years, like you're turning into a seasoned photographer.
Yeah.
What does that make me? Old man Simon over here.
You're a geezer,
Roasted.
bro. So if you had one piece of advice for a photographer that sort of wants to not only get into photography, but loves your style and is like, ooh, I just really want to turn into not necessarily a honey scout, but I want to like take like your approach to wedding days. What is one piece of advice you would give a new photographer? It could be anything.
Put your ego at the door. You are there to, it is not about you.
Right.
It is about them. It is their wedding day. They hired you. You are good at your job. Trust your gut, but also put your ego at the door. You're there to do a job. And I feel like when clients see you as a kind person who they can trust,
Right.
they feel safer with you. They're able to
Absolutely.
be more open with you. And that is when you get the shots that, if someone doesn't trust you, they're not going to be willing to stand in a windowsill and like hang upside down for a photo. Like I have clients now who, and it was not always like this, I really had to like prove myself over time to
course.
people, and just be like, to get them to trust me. But I've had clients who will be like, I'll be like, what are your thoughts on like this staircase? And one of my clients was like, I will flip upside down on that staircase if you tell me to, And so I'm like, okay, so this tells me that like I've gotten to a point where people trust me and trust what I'm about to do. And all of that has honestly come from just like keeping my ego aside and really focusing on what they want and being able to read a room. And so that would be my advice. Just be kind, put your ego at the door. Like it's not about you. And that's it.
Read the room.
Read
That's
the
Simon.
room.
Read the room.
Read the
Let's
room.
take it back. I like it.
So we sometimes at the end of each episode do
Sometimes?
we normally do a hot button topic. but before we get to that, I have one more question, Simon. That
All
I
right,
wanna,
hit me, hit her.
Yeah.
Don't hit her.
Don't hit
This
me,
could be
but
like
hit me.
a round table thing. So I'm going to start with Simon, and then Amanda, you can go next.
Okay.
Okay.
So what do you think is the worst investment you've made into your photography career?
Worst investment?
And maybe the best?
Presets.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I shouldn't say presets as a whole, but like, oh, maybe like I'm bored with my colors. Let's
Yeah.
buy this preset pack. It's like,
Ooh,
no,
that's
it's not
a good
gonna,
one, actually.
I just think it's
They're overpriced.
They're overpriced. They're sold really, really hard. And honestly,
Yeah.
the one that I use for everything I made, it was just like, you know what? I'm going to start from scratch. And
Yeah.
I was just like, how would I color grade this? And I did it. And I'm like, I said it to Magda. I'm like, do you like this? Because obviously, when you stare at a computer deep into editing season, you just start
Yeah.
questioning. It's like, does that green look right?
Right,
It
you
just
just
gets
look
that
at it
green
1,000
thing.
times.
And she looked at it and she's like, I really like it. Like, can we make like this more like this or something? We just tweaked it a bunch, and then now it's just what I use. And I think as far as like,
So is it the worst or the best?
no, because I didn't use a preset. I made
you
it
just made it.
from
Oh, you
scratch.
made it.
But like
Okay, okay.
but like I feel like if you want your work to look like a lot of other people's, buy presets. And I just had this funny conversation with someone on Instagram a couple weeks ago. They put some new work up and it was gorgeous work. And I messaged him like, dude, this is great stuff. I'm like, did you use this? I was like, did
nailed
you use
it.
this preset pack? He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Got it.
It was just,
Did
so I
you
think
know you can put it into Chat GPT now and be like, what preset are they using?
you can do that. And there's a,
Oh,
there's
really?
a Chrome extension.
That's
There's
crazy.
a Chrome extension called Good Hue.
Yeah.
And if there's EXIF data on someone's website, it'll literally tell you what aperture they shot, what camera they shot.
Okay.
That's
Like what
scary.
it's,
Okay.
I tested it and I'm like, oh my God. Like I'm got to make sure my EXIF data is not in my thing. Although you wouldn't get anything from it, but it's like, yeah, it's just, I feel like you have to kind of take a step back.
Yeah.
And so, and presets, like as a whole, they're not super expensive.
Sure.
Some of them are.
Yeah.
But like, they're always just pushed on you from like the algorithm and stuff. And it's like everyone can kind of be like, oh, well, I want my photos to look like that, so I'm going to get that preset. And then, and I fell into that hole, and the amount of preset packs I own, of which I use 0.
Just like the amount of bags you have.
Yeah.
Camera bags too, but those are a great investment, and there's never the perfect bag, so you need lots of them.
I introduced Amanda into your camera vault over there. She was just like, whoa. I have decision fatigue.
I was like, how do you choose? How do you choose what you're going to use? Clearly not a Nikon, but it's fine.
So Simon, quickly tell us, what is your best investment, you think? In 30 words or less.
I can't do that.
Yes,
best investment in photography, I think, would be anything that I spent money on that allows me to meet new creative people.
I would agree with that one.
I also think, honestly, this is more of a time investment, but second shooting, which I still do when I like to fill out a calendar. If I'm like, I have a bunch of weekends open, I love working with other photographers. Whenever you and I work together, like I'm always learning something.
Yeah, it's always
and I think as far as like best, I would say my best investment was investing my time into second shooting still to this day, because
that was gonna be mine.
I always take something away from working with other people, even if it's I don't like how that person did that. I'm gonna make sure I don't do that. Which same person we were talking about reading a room. I got a lot of that from. But yeah, so I think it's not a financial investment as much as a time investment. But I think that's been the best thing I've done, is just learning how to learn from other people.
How about you, Amanda?
Do you want the worst or the best? This is hot.
This is a hot one.
I'm not going to say any names, but I would say my worst investment is... Oh my God, is this when I get canceled?
No. Not if you don't say any names.
No, I think my worst investment is honestly participating in wedding directories. Like those social media grabs. I did it. Absolutely did it, because I thought that... No, it's the other ones.
The other
too.
ones.
Yeah, it's the other ones. They send you a brochure and they were like, this is the visibility you're going to have. And
it's all bullshit.
And you really want it because you see people like... who are incredible, Jose Villa, like all of those people are named like #1 photographer, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, I want that. And maybe if I if I put my name out here, then I get clients that will see that and want that. And honestly, nothing ever came from it. And honestly, the most clients I ever got was just from trusting my gut and posting what I wanted.
They target, it's like they target photographers that aren't necessarily doing well, right? If you're not doing well.
I will never be invited again.
Let's say you have like 2 weddings for the year, you're like, I just can't book clients.
Yeah.
This is going to be your last resort, and you just dump a lot of money into it.
Yeah.
And it ends up being a money grab. And it's like,
I thought, when I was doing it, I was like, this will bring me the clients that I'm actually like looking for and seeking. Right. And honestly, like I said, the only thing that really brought me the clients was like putting things out there that I liked, and that not caring about what anyone else thought or what label was on top of the, the thing. So that's the worst.
What's the best?
The best would be Shannon, my assistant.
Solid Shannon shout out.
Put a picture of Shannon on the screen
right now. Oh my God, I'll send you a
definitely.
picture of her. I can't wait to text her after this and be like, you're basically the entire podcast. So, Shannon's not my only assistant. I do have other assistants when she's not available, but having an assistant has been the best investment for my photography career, because it elevates the client experience, and that has brought me clients that I want.
Do you price that into your...
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm. It's all in there. So like when they get the proposal from me, it's like myself, second shooter, and assistant. It's always included in there.
Okay.
And so they know that they're getting a team of 3 on the day of.
Nice.
Yeah.
So for me, I think my best would actually, it's funny. We all have very similar ones. It would be just like what Simon said is second shooting. So when I first started in my career, because I have a background in cancer research.
Wow.
And
Aunt and my wife have the same master's degree from the same place, which may or may not be an Ivy League school, which is,
I'm the
only one out of the 3 of us without higher education.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so
masters.
I have a background in science, and when I got into photography, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't even know where to start, really. So I reached out to just a bunch of people on Instagram that were wedding photographers and just photographers in general, asking them to second shoot, asking them to assist. And that's sort of how I learned my own craft. And I think that to me was the best investment I could have made in myself, was just reaching out.
Yeah.
And then the worst would be, we're not going to say names.
I'm
but
nervous.
No. It's similar to yours, but I just, in general, I feel like a lot of these like Engage and other names not to be named, you know, these type of organizations that kind of bring photographers together.
Yeah.
Okay, let me phrase this properly. I wouldn't say it's the worst investment, but I just think I would rather use my money in other things versus putting them into organizations or summits or
Gotcha. Yeah.
these classes.
Yeah.
It's just, to me, I feel like it's just all cookie cutter things. And I don't know, I just feel like, at least for me, the best way for me to learn is just being out there and doing it myself.
I would agree. I think that
You
being
know?
out there is definitely like how I learned everything too. Also, I don't have the time to go places, and I got 3 kids. They don't want me to go.
I don't disagree with you, but I do like a party.
I
we all
do
like
love a
party.
good party. Yes, love a good party.
I think it also depends on how you're approaching that. Like, are you going here to try to? Oh God, this microphone, this thing keeps drooping on me. So I think it depends on how you look at it. You know, if you go to these things like the summits and all like the 3-day like masterclass thing, like
I will say I've
go
never
ahead.
been to one, so I can't make a decision one way or the other on that. I would have to go.
I did
and
a couple
see.
workshops very early on, and it became really evident very quickly that it's like, and this isn't to like make myself sound like, oh, I know what I'm doing and stuff, but it's like there wasn't anything there that I'm just like, oh wow, like I have gained. Here's another investment, Ant. I think that this podcast has been one because
I agree.
the amount of things that I've taken away from guests that we've had that I respect and love their work, and like
Absolutely.
just things that I never would have thought of. That's been huge.
And we learned how to run a podcast and become videographers, editors.
You guys are serious.
Learn how to
I
mix audio.
am fairly confident that I could like third shoot wedding video at this point.
Yeah, right, exactly.
There are so many cameras on us
I know,
right
it's a
now.
lot.
I know. Did you see how many cameras are over there too?
I've seen it.
She saw your table. It's
I
like
saw
$50
the
grand in
table.
cameras.
Other best investment, if we're talking about actual money, is the new GFX, because I
God.
would get rid of
There we
every other
go.
camera I own
There we go.
to just keep shooting with that camera. Because
So one thing about Simon, next month, it might be, okay, did you see the new Sony that just came out?
Did you see the Nikon Z8?
Okay, listen, I need to clear the air here. Okay, I'm going to look
we
right
go.
at the
Simon
camera
hates
for this.
Nikon.
I'm going to look right at this. I do not hate Nikon.
Yes,
I
you
very much enjoy
Yes, you
watching
do.
Nikon shooters get annoyed by the fact that I say I hate Nikon.
If Nikon approached you right now and said, hey, we want you to be a brand ambassador. what would-
100%, I would sell everything. Here's what it is, really. When I started shooting, it was all Nikon film cameras.
Yeah.
And then when I started my first real experience into professional photography, I was an intern in Los Angeles for TV Guide magazine, and everyone shot Canon for those shoots I was on.
Right.
And when I asked, like, hey, like I'm gonna buy a camera when I get home, what should I get? And they said, get the Canon 5D. And I got that and just stuck with it because that's what I knew. Love Canon. I have, honestly, this is shocking, I've never shot with a Nikon.
Oh my God.
I have.
Come over. I'll show you.
She said, come over to the good side.
However,
I have never, sorry, I'll just say this. I don't mean to cut you off, but a lot of my friends shoot Canon. I had my second shooters shoot Canon. I know that I'm in the minority with Nikon here. Nikon has never given me any kind of error. It has never done me wrong. I have never had anything happen. And I know that my Canon seconds have. So that's all I'm going to say.
we actually switched from Canon because we were Canon forever. A couple of years ago, we switched over to Sony, which Magda was very unhappy with because she had to figure out how to use a new camera, and she is not a techie person. But honestly, any camera that's come out in the past 5 years is a fucking great camera.
I know.
So it's like, but fuck Nikon because
All right, bro. Relax. Relax. Okay.
I like all the hate.
Okay.
Give me hate.
Okay. Anyway.
Yellow and black. Who fucking wears yellow and black? You fucking bumblebee.
I can't.
All right.
I don't wear the strap.
Let's wrap this up.
Okay.
So, like I mentioned before,
And they'll like a Q3 because that's a great character. Okay. Anyway, I'm done.
At the end of each episode, we do a hot button topic.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Oh, I hope so.
This might get you canceled.
All right.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Here we go. At least I've got my elderberry.
Yeah,
flower.
elderberry. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Tell us how you really feel about champagne and magnolias. Because no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh my God, my best friend.
No, I'm kidding. That's not the question.
Oh, what's the question?
All right. So I wrote this down.
Okay, hit me.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think some photographers are building brands off of imagery that they can't consistently reproduce in real weddings?
Yes.
Why do you feel that way? Because there's a lot of like Instagram
name
photographers.
name someone.
Yeah, drop some names.
No. Oh my gosh. No. Yeah, I would say yes, it exists. It definitely exists. I don't think that's the majority of photographers. I would like to think, I'm an optimist. So I would like to think that the majority of photographers have good intentions behind what they're sharing on their Instagram or in their portfolio or all of that. I do think that there are some photographers who are extremely talented at curating an Instagram feed. And then,
But they're shitty photographers.
it's not that they're shitty photographers. It's just that their creative talent on Instagram may not fully translate into what they can produce on a wedding day. And so that is where you would see like client disappointment, because if you're not asking to see a full wedding gallery from the wedding photographer that you're inquiring with, you actually don't know what to expect. And so if anyone's listening and looking for a wedding photographer, ask to see a full gallery because it's important. And so I think, honestly, it just comes from like lack of knowledge and miscommunication. And I really think it can be avoided if you just ask for a full gallery, because you'll know if you like it or not, I don't think that people are trying to intentionally mislead people, but I do... See, I'm just a nice person. Don't cancel me.
We've talked about this a few times.
And unfortunately, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like,
especially with like style shoots too, bro, right?
We know some specific people who have been successful starting that way.
Right.
But I guess that doesn't really count because those people could reproduce those images eventually.
Yeah.
Because it sort of misleads the client too. It's like, the client thinks that their images can look like they were shot in a chateau in Italy.
Yeah.
But they're getting married in Philly, in Center City.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you did those beautiful images over there in a style shoot somewhere, reproduce those exact things here.
And honestly, but that's why communication is so incredibly important. Like, if your client expresses to you, like, I saw this shoot you did in this chateau. It was stunning. Like, this is what I want. This is the vibes that I want for my wedding. And then they're like, and I think we're going to choose this hotel room for our getting ready space. I will insert myself and be like, hey, that won't look like that.
Yeah.
So like, just keep that in mind. Like if, the budget needs to go a little bit more hefty into like a getting ready space because that's what you're wanting in your photos, like that's something that you should think about.
Yeah.
Not just being like, okay, I'll do it.
Exactly.
Just like create magic with a wall, But I mean, that I would say, yes, there are people that are doing that, but I like to think it's not on purpose.
Yeah.
I have one final question for you.
Yes.
It's a doozy.
Okay.
You ready?
I guess so.
Are people surprised you're not Asian?
Oh my God. Yes. Yes. All the time. Yes. Okay. So yes, my husband is Chinese. So my last name is Chung. And I mean, now I have a picture like on my profile, but yes, there have been doctor's appointments, dentists. I walk in, they're like, okay, this is fine. People think that I'm Asian all the time.
Do couples like try to book you because they're like, oh, she's definitely Chinese, I'm going to book her?
I have no one's ever said it, but I've thought that this may be like the situation.
Have you ever had anyone go, "Oh, you don't look Chinese"?
I have been people be like, "Oh, you're not Asian." And I'll be like, No.
No, you should have been. Yes, I am.
Right.
Oh my
How
gosh.
dare you?
Right.
I know. I should have been. Or just let my husband show up and be like, this is
Right.
Amanda.
There we
Here
go.
she is. Yeah. No. Nope. Yeah. So people, yes, they do think I'm Asian.
Or you could learn how to speak fluent Chinese.
Yes.
And then when they say that, you could just start talking.
I know.
In Mandarin.
Speaking in Chinese.
I wish that I could. My husband can't even
Oh, he
speak
can't?
it. He's so American. He's born in Brooklyn. Like,
Oh,
it's-
shit.
Yeah.
Oh, hipster Chinese, even better.
Yeah, exactly. No,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
that's it.
Cool. Well, thank you
Yes.
so much for coming
Thank
on.
you,
This was
Amanda.
awesome.
Thank you
so
guys.
much.
Thank you. I'm honored. This is so nice.
Your work is absolutely stunning, and I am
Thank
now
you.
a massive fan, even more than I was before.
Oh
so
my God.
thank
Same
you
for you
coming
guys.
on.
Thank
Yeah,
you
thank
for
you.
having me on.
Ladies and
Okay.
gentlemen, Amanda.
Thank you. Don't cancel me.